Hello there, my name is Cody Gaming. Welcome to another YouTube video. And today, if you couldn't tell by the fact of the Clone Trooper helmet, it is in fact, just a Clone Star Wars video, specifically this set right here. So, let's get on with the video and hopey dopey. Guess this is the way. Okay. So, this is the set itself. You can see some of the minifigures have fallen onto the ground. Okay, let's take this out of the way. And take the minifigures also out of the way. So we can take a closer look at this box. It's a pretty big box. Of course, we've got the Lego Star Wars. Ages 9 and plus. It's set number 75337. AT Walker. Featuring Commander Cody, 212 Trooper, another 212 Trooper, a third 212 Trooper, a Clone Gunner, and 3 Battle Droids. Take a look at the back. Of course, says Lego Star Wars, telling you about a few features this set has. Yep. Bless me. Okay. Warning sticker, that's what, at the place thing. Okay. Yep. And then just thing as well as another sticker. And then of course the final thing was an image of Cody. Okay, let's get the box out of the way. Figures. Okay, so we have Commander Cody with a blaster and a thermal detonator. So of course, the back detailing, awesome. The arm, I know there is something where it's like, or at least some videos that I've actually seen with, like, oh yeah, how to upgrade Commander Cody by getting different pair of arms from the Simpsons CMF series. And I'm just thinking, if you have this minifigure, you can do whatever you like. But of course, I like to keep it the way it is, even if there is maybe a company online that could probably have arm printing. But to be fair, he looks perfectly fine without arm printing and is just with the orange arms. And of course, if I remove his helmet, he does have a unique face print. There we go. There, and then if there's not much to say. It's quite good. It's a very good minifigure, especially if you like Revenge of the Sith or Star Wars Clone Wars. Off to the next one. Or next 3 minifigures. The Okay, so here we go. The 212th troopers, and you can see I have one of them showing off the back printing. Meanwhile, you can see that two of them are with this blaster, and then one of them has this one. And of course, they all have the same generic clone face print, what is perfectly fine. There we go. And then, of course, we got the clone gunner. To be fair, I think it's the only actual set where you can get the clone gunner. In fact, his design looks great. His back printing, amazing. Even his helmet looks great. And of course, the same face print. And of course, he does have the helmet holes. I think my opinion on the helmet holes is that if LEGO wanted, they could have kept the minifigures that they didn't want to have helmet hole or characters with attachments could have had the helmet holes, but then ones without could not. But I think it's more of a play thing where you can customize your clones. So that's probably why all of them have helmet holes, even though they don't need helmet holes. And the reason why it's up there is for Commander Cody. Okay. And then, seems like the final minifigures are in fact will this last one want to go on? No. Nope. In fact, they've all. Yeah, this is the slight problem with battle droids is they are very prone to falling apart when in use. To be honest, I only really need one thing, but it does come with 3 identical ones, even if they are a bit loose. Okay, so it's literally just the basic B1 battle droid that LEGO has had since forever. Okay, I guess off to the main build itself. After the minifigures have done, okay, so we have this. Actually, it's more. This little thing. What's in fact the side build? Little. Okay. To be honest, does look quite good. Okay, so it does have a clear piece just to make it easier to stand. Of course, it's got this sort of blaster front. Kind of looks like a wasp, something like that. with that face. It's using a foam piece as eyes. And there it is. Okay. Bloop. Now we go for the big gun. No pun intended there. Okay, so if you couldn't tell via the beginning of the video, this bit can go up, so you can lift it. Of course, this is the front, where you can see there's a trooper inside. Whoops, I stopped the video there. Okay, so let me just take. I would probably recommend taking it from this from the bottom. Then you can see that you can come out, and then if I move this to the side a bit, it might be slightly easier to see how that goes in. Oh, one of the feet. Then, of course, we've got these little blaster things that are throughout the build. They're like on a ball joint, so thing. Of course, we've got these awesome detailing. Oh, man. Of course, we've got this, what can go 365 degrees. Expertly paneling. I am only showing one side because it's literally the exact same on the other side, so you don't have to worry too much about that. There's the back of it. It's probably going to be quite hard to do a overview, but there we go. And of course, there are little compartments inside, so let me just. Yeah, the legs do move. Okay, so if I just move. Oh yeah, that can go up and down, and you can see it's got these stud shooters that you just press that, then that goes flying, but of course, and then just place it back in. Those are very easy to lose. Okay, so if I just lift this up, and you can, of course, move this panel. In fact, you can actually take the whole panel off if you want to reveal. Let me just move the light. Then move it just a bit more. That. There we go. With, of course, seating for 2 clones. And you can, in fact, lift this up to make it a lot easier. You can see there are some thermal detonators. And of course, got this little crate where if you open it up, it comes with some binoculars. Yeah. And then there we go. Come off, and then you can see those thermal detonators properly. And let me just place this back. There. Of course, the clones will need to be sitting down, so if I grab a clone right now, you can just Place them in there. Grab one of the, reattach the panel, and then just place that thing, and then place, then place that down. Okay, see? And of course, if I move it here, there's a bit more, of course there is more of these plaster pieces. For this one, you just open up this panel, places thing, one of them. Okay, that has fallen off. There, okay, do that, and then of course the same thing that I did with thing, but of course there's more motion for opening, and I can do that on the other side, and then lift that up. Okay, of course we have this little thing right here, probably for weapons storage. So if you grab one of these, maybe. Okay, I think it's just for like storing stuff per thing, and then we have some more seats, just like the one at the beginning. You know, they work the exact same. Let's take a look a little bit more. And there is, in fact, a cup, just a random cup. And you can see right here, there's even a place for a gunner. And of course, these panels, you can see that they have a little bit right here. It doesn't actually tab in, but of course this is Lego, not Transformers. And to close it, you need to have this panel. Actually, you need to close that and then sort of just have that tab in. And you can just adjust your... There! I think that's everything. Yes, apart from the fact, if you couldn't tell, these feet, these legs and feet don't always thing, especially when you're on quite rough thing. Of course, they're excellently detailed. I think I might have actually placed them the wrong way around, but I'm not quite sure. And even just the excellent detailing of certain parts. So if you had fun watching, do a like and maybe subscribe. And goodbye.